Hi guys, me, Rusty 78609, Central Texas, USA at 3:17 p.m. Central Standard Time, not Central Daylight Time, as somebody pointed out. I make a lot of mistakes, and I know it. But anyway, it's Thursday, the day before I go pick up my new truck, and I was looking down some of my comments, past comments all the way back for several days, and one of the ones that keeps popping up, and that's why I thought I'd do this short video. Also, notice this new shirt, guys. This is a new Fruit of the Loom V-neck t-shirt. 3 for $9. $3 a piece. I'm moving up, baby. Old Rusty is moving on up. But having said that, I've had several comments related to how to find a home base, how to find some property. Well, there's no way that I could really answer that without just giving you some general ideas, and that's what I'll do here. And this comment just give you a lead in. It says, "Hey Rusty, if you feel like it one day, can you do a video on how to buy land for an RV? Maybe it's on your playlist. Let me check. Anyway, thumbs up." I've done some on in response to viewer comments about how to go about finding a home base for an RV. Some of the things you need to know that may help you are: number one, most property in the whole United States is restricted. All right, now what those restrictions are, you'll need to find out. And once you find out what it's restricted to, there is some raw land in West Texas and different places in very remote areas that is totally unrestricted. And that means you can put anything on it. And that's good and bad. It's good that you can put your RV on it, live in peace and harmony until they put a hog farm next to you and a feedlot on the other side. So there's always a catch-22. Now, where I live, there is a property owners association here. It's just not real active. And, they do have some, quote, building requirements and so forth. And fortunately, uh, I'm grandfathered in because this was set up this way when I bought the property years ago. And they've made some changes since, but so far no issues. But how to actually locate a spot is it's not difficult, but in my opinion, what you'll have to do first, select a geographic area that you might want to reside in. In other words, it's got the climate or the people you like or whatever. And once you've done that, then start narrowing the search down to those communities, preferably smaller communities, because the nearer you get to the larger communities, the more you're going to run into restrictions. You're going to have to get outside of a large city at least 60 to 80 miles before you're going to run into some property that you might be able to put an RV on. Now, there's exceptions to everything I'm saying. I'm not saying this is true in all cases. But so step one, find you a geographic area that you think you might want to live in. Two, find a few communities in that geographic area that are suitable for whatever you want to do. Then start looking at rural properties and so forth, or maybe if you want to live in the community, there you can actually park RVs in cities if the lots are not restricted against it. And that's all you have to find out. And can you find that out pretty easy? Sure. Yeah, you can just go by the appraisal district or whatever it is in that area and tell them where the property is located that you're interested in and what the restrictions are on that particular lot once you find it on their property map. And that's pretty easy to do. They don't charge for it. You can just go in and ask. Now, I'm not sure how it works in every other state, but in Texas it works that way. You go into the appraisal district office, tell them that you saw some land on whatever street or whatever road and approximately the location, and they can call it up and pretty well find it for you. And once you've done that, then you can find out what the restrictions are and then move to the next step, which is finding some land for sale. Now, not all the undeveloped land around places have for sale signs on them. but that doesn't mean they're not for sale. It just means they don't have a for sale sign on them. So what you do, you find you some lots in an area that you like, get the physical address if there's one there, go to the appraisal district or whatever it happens to be in that state or community, find out who owns it. All right, and then contact the owner and say, look, I was out that way the other day and I like that piece of property, and would you be interested in selling it? And what you're going to find out some of the times is that that property is it's in an estate or a trust or something because somebody died and owned the lot years ago, but you can still buy it out. You can still buy it. And the reason there's no sign on it is some people may not even know they own it. Okay? I mean, because there's some inheritances, the people that inherit from their parents or grandparents or whatever, they may not even know they own the land. All right? And once you've discovered that, then you go to the next step and make them an offer, or they may ask you, what do you think it's worth? And they'll pretty much take anything. But then the next thing you need to know is what are the taxes and what are the restrictions and all the other stuff. And once you know that, just move forward. You got to know how much it's going to cost you to get water if you want water and you're not going to haul water. If you want power, or if you're not going to use solar. If you're in an area where it's like in Texas, you're going to need electricity because you cannot run an air conditioner with solar. Here's something I'll add a little point in here. People misunderstand sometimes what solar power does. Solar power does not run anything. In other words, it doesn't run your lights. What solar power does is charge batteries, and that's it. That's it. The batteries then supply the power for lighting, etc., etc. And to have a battery pack large enough to power even a small air conditioner that will last any length of time, it'd be difficult because it's that draw, that initial draw, that starts the compressor and gets the air conditioner cooling. But that's another item. So, make a decision on that. If you live in an area where the climate's pretty comfortable year round, you hit a home run. You don't need electricity. Solar will do fine. You can have you a roof, a fan, or a fan of some kind, and you're good to go. Solar's not expensive for an RV. I mean, it's expensive as you want it. And another thing about solar, you can never have too much. If somebody tells you, well, you could probably get by with 100 watts, get 200, and and so on. And so let's just say you've gone through the whole process now. You've located the piece of property, and you're fixing to put your RV on it. Well, you're going to have a road, okay, or some way to enter and leave your property. And depending on whether there's trees or not, could be another issue to deal with. Do you need a septic system? That depends on the county and whatever those guidelines are. Some places you do, and some places you don't. And so you got to check on that. If there is a requirement that you have a septic system and you don't want to put one in, you can get around it. You can get you a composting toilet. You can put a bag over your toilet in your RV and poop in it and have your garbage pick up and just throw it in the garbage can. I mean, there's a lot of ways to get around things if you're willing to do it. And other than that, as far as water, hauling water is not bad. Using a water catchment system will work because I've done it here. I lived here for 2 years without water or electric. Okay, and what did I do? Well, I caught water off the roof of the RV. You'd be surprised what you can catch in a 1/4 inch rain off an RV. And then I got this aluminum cover, and you can catch 50 gallons in a 1/4 inch rain. Okay, and so I did that. And for power, I had a Honda a generator, a small one, and I didn't use it all the time. I just used it when it was really hot during the day, around lunchtime till sunset. And then at night, I might run it for a little while until it cooled down enough to be comfortable and good to go. I didn't have any solar. So there's a lot of things you can do. But as far as locating the place, which is the question that keeps coming up a lot, how do I find a place? How do I find a place? Well, you can go to Zillow, which is a real estate deal on the internet, Zillow. There's another one called Trulia, Trulia, and basically you can find property anywhere in the United States. You give them the zip code or the area or the description, and boom, they'll pop up with properties for sale all around. But now they're just going to show you that the properties that are listed for sale. All right. They're not going to show you any properties that are in a trust, that there's no for sale sign, or that somebody owns it and they hadn't even thought about whether they ought to sell it or not. And that's where you can do the best, is driving down the streets and look at the places that are vacant that might suit your purposes, and go to the appraisal district and find out who owns it. But again, you got to narrow it down to the geographic area that you enjoy, or maybe pick two or three. If you're traveling around in an RV now and you're looking for a home base, as you're traveling around, spend a few days in an area that you think you might want to live. Check out some spots. You just never know. But you're not going to find anything unless you're looking. And there's no way that I could do a video and say, okay, this is exactly how you find the property that you could put your RV or whatever on, or storage building, or whatever you want to live in. And so anyway, having said all that, I hope that answers some of the questions related to how to find a home base. It's not easy, but it'll never be found unless you start looking. All right. And I just want you to know that I know I said this earlier, this is a Fruit of the Loom t-shirt. Anyway, if you want to contact me anytime, here's my mailing address. I got a P.O. box in Kingsland, Texas. Just send a note or a letter to Rusty. P.O. Box 1446, Kingsland, Texas 78639. And I'll do a mail call video, and we'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. So anyway, thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye. I'm going to get a new truck tomorrow in Austin, Texas, a 2017 Dodge Ram, to pull a 13-foot scamp that I'm going to pick up in November this year, in the coldest place in the whole world, I think. But anyway, thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye, buy USA made, drink plenty of water, 3 quarts a day won't hurt you. Breathe in through your nose, out, take deep breaths. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Why? Helps relieve stress, okay? And stretch, walk, move around, keep your body limbered up. You'll feel better. And, as you get older, a lot of things happen. I mean, for example, you can lean over to tie your shoes or lean over to pick up something, and the next thing you know, you got a back problem. I mean, all kind of things can happen just like that, and that's part of getting older, folks. But anyway, thumbs up, guys. Adios. Enjoy your day, and hopefully tomorrow at this time I'll be sitting right here doing a video on a brand new Dodge pickup. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye.